Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. All right, you guys, peep game. You know what? I want to talk some basketball right quick. And, Ticket TV briefly mentioned this when he was talking about something else in reference to whether Draymond Green is a Hall of Famer or not. But I will say this much. I will say who is a Hall of Famer and should be in the Hall of Fame by now. As a member of the new media, we need to start pushing and putting pressure on these Hall of Fame voters to put certain guys in, because now it's time and now it's went on long enough. If it's one dude I think belongs in the NBA Hall of Fame who should be in there by now, who I think would be in there by now, if it wasn't for some comments that he made, that was a while ago. It's Tim Hardaway, former Golden State Warrior, part of the Run TMC team. Dan, he played for the Miami Heat and, some other teams. But Tim Hardaway was ousted and blackballed out of the NBA pretty much, slowly but surely, for some comments he made a while back where, in reference, I guess back then, that was horrific when he said, basically the NBA don't care about nobody. The only thing they do see is color, and that color is green. They don't care about anything what happens to their players outside of basketball. That's been proven because they just had a player that was beaten by the police, and yet no statement from Adam Silver in regards to what happened to Sterling Brown. Not a damn thing. He could at least show that he semi-cares about the well-being of Sterling Brown. And he could have called out the police department. Not the police as a whole, but that particular police department to show that he cared about an NBA player. And he did nothing. But nevertheless, Tim Hardaway should be in the Hall of Fame, along with Penny Hardaway. Those are two dudes that we really need to push to get into the Hall of Fame. They were special when they played. But Tim Hardaway made some comments where he said he hated gay people, and that was the beginning of the end. He was removed from All-Star Weekend, and they pretty much, got rid of him. His son is now playing in the league. Thank God they didn't make his son suffer. But Tim Hardaway is the forgotten player. And if you've seen Tim Hardaway play, Tim Hardaway was a great point guard. He was an exceptional basketball player. And a lot of people believe if Don Nelson wouldn't have prematurely broke up that Warriors team, the Ron TMC, who knows what would have happened. But, Don Nelson was a dude who was the type of person, if instead of if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. He was the guy that would fix something when it didn't need to be fixed. And Don Nelson had too big of an ego, and that was proven. Don Nelson wanted to be the coach and general manager. So you had to deal directly with him. Because keep in mind, he came to the Warriors organization just to be the GM, and then he fired George Karl, and then he decided to coach the team, and then, he just broke up that team. He just wasn't patient enough, and then the Warriors pretty much went to hell just all the way till the early 2000s, or should I say the mid 2000s, where they just were a bad team. And look where they are at now, and that's what I'm trying to say. So, as far as Tim Hardaway go, man, it's time to put that dude in the Hall of Fame, man. Enough is enough. This didn't went on too long with them making this dude suffer, And this is the problem that I have with a lot of these sports writers and stuff. They just too fucking self-righteous for me. Keep in mind, don't you remember how self-righteous Jay Mariotti was about how he hold players to higher standards and he this, he that, and then next thing you know, he got into an incident with his girlfriend and he was accused of domestic violence. So I'm just saying, man, I don't think I'm better than nobody. You know, I make mistakes just like everybody else. I've made mistakes in my life. I've never said that I'm flawless, because I'm not. We all fuck up. You know, there's things that I did that I wish I could go back and recorrect. And there's things that I'm trying to correct right now that'll make me a better person. But yeah, man, this thing with Tim Hardaway just went on long enough, man. It's just time to put that dude in the Hall of Fame, man. I'm out.